there, right?
Perfection.
I mean,
nice.
it is so nice outside. The only thing is that we're still extremely dry. I wanted to show you the burn bans because we just mentioned fireworks with Diwali.
That's right.
Please check your counties. Let me show you because over 170 counties across Texas currently under a burn ban. We have 254 counties, which means nearly everybody is underneath a burn ban. Here in Southeast Texas, the only areas without a burn ban, that's going to be Calhoun County, Brazoria County, and Galveston County. Harris County is underneath the burn ban, so unfortunately, no fireworks are going to be allowed. Houston Zoo, a live look showing plenty of sunshine out there. Flamingos basking in it. Temperatures 81 degrees, so a touch cooler than this time yesterday. Still above average for what we expect to see this time of year. Temperatures in the mid 80s here in Houston, 84 out in Tomball, 80 degrees down on the island with a light breeze coming in from the coast. So if you are heading out to vote today, it's delightful weather, although a bit on the warm side. Yesterday, we hit 91 degrees. This afternoon, heating up into the lower 90s. Coming up, I'll let you know when we finally may see our first cold front.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I think
a lot of sense.
My favorite part was the big reveal at the end.
Yes.
Kind of summarizing
eggs, right?
all of it because we're warm. We also really haven't seen any of that late summer, early fall rainfall.
That's true.
It has been so dry, and that really eliminates any chance of seeing those changing leaves. Right. In fact, today is Thursday, which is drought day. Every Thursday, we get a brand new drought monitor. Okay. Unfortunately, it's what we expected, not what we wanted. We now have severe drought in Southeast Texas. This is brand new from last week. So take a look. It's out towards the northwest, out around Washington County, but also up towards Livingston. This week, the new drought monitor brings in severe drought for areas up along 290. It also brings moderate drought for areas up around Lake Livingston. Remember, Lake Livingston had extreme flooding in early May. This means they're already at a point where they need rainfall. So week to week, our drought changes, they've gone up. Right now, 15% of our area is considered in severe drought. That can cause damage to plants, that can cause damage to crops. It also increases your fire threat. As for our moderate drought, that increased by 22%, which means 88% of Southeast Texas now considered in at least a moderate drought. Of course, though, when we're talking about dry weather, that does translate to plenty of sunshine, and that's what we have outside today. Bright blue skies, perhaps a bit of haze on the horizon. Once again, we do have an air quality alert in place. Right now, air quality still going to be in the moderate range. This is considered fine, but as we head into the afternoon, this can deteriorate. That's why they went ahead and issued that air quality alert, something we're going to be tracking. But otherwise, it's just a warm start to the day. Temperatures right now, 83 here in Houston, 82 up in Tomball. You can see Brenham a bit cooler in the 70s. They've hung on to a bit more cloud cover. But hour by hour today, we are expecting to warm right back up into the upper 80s and lower 90s. And then once again this evening, cooling down pretty quick. Because of this, we are expecting to see some fog tomorrow morning. Overnight low temperatures starting off comfortable. Going to be in the mid 60s here in Houston into the afternoon. Once again, getting into the 90s tomorrow. Our record high is 91 degrees from 2021. Certainly possible that we're going to break that. It's not until Sunday that we'll start to see those temperatures decreasing a tad. By the way, Sunday is also when our normal high temperature drops to 79. You can see those temperatures from the lower 90s to the mid 80s. No matter what, we're still about 5 degrees warmer than normal. The good news is we are tracking rain chances as we get towards the middle of next week. The bad news, it's only looking to be about a 30% chance. So our extended forecast is going to show nothing is expected to form in the Atlantic. I will say longer range models do have something forming in the Caribbean and potentially heading towards the East Coast in about 2 weeks from now. Not a threat here in the Gulf Coast. We are not forecasting any tropical trouble for the rest of the year, so Don't worry about that here. In fact, today we've just got bright sunny skies, at least if you're here in Houston. I want to show you our visible satellite because the entire southeast Texas does not look like this, particularly areas to our north and west, College Station down through Brenham and Columbus. You can see that thick cloud cover. It really hung on this morning. We started off with fog, then dense cloud cover. Because of this, there's actually quite a temperature gradient across our area. Here in Houston, 83 degrees. Our friends out in Washington County in the mid 70s. Now that cloud cover burning off, so we are going to be seeing still a warm afternoon. In fact, by this afternoon, if you're heading out for early voting, some of those lines, if you're standing outside, a bit warm, 90 degrees at 3 o'clock, but still beautiful weather to hit the polls.
There's a lot going on. Some happenings downtown Houston this weekend.
That's right. In fact, Sabrina Carpenter, who I think is really on top of the charts right now.
Yeah.
She's coming right here to Houston, her short and sweet tour. So take a look if you are 75 degrees, really should be spectacular. If you're heading out to the Toyota Center, no issues here. Going to be a great one. And today we're also dealing with gorgeous weather outside. We've got plenty of sunshine, blue skies, a little bit of a haze on the horizon. We do have an air quality alert once again in place today. You'll notice air quality so far actually not doing too bad. This is encouraging, but it's really going to be around that evening commute that we tend to see our air quality plummet. We're going to be monitoring that for you. But otherwise, it's a warm start to the day. You'll notice areas to our north and west, Brenham up towards College Station, still in the 70s. They had some dense fog this morning that held on, but elsewhere we're staying in the lower 80s. But into this afternoon, we're going to quickly be heating up. By 2 o'clock, 88 degrees at the heat of the day, 90 degrees. Keep in mind, yesterday we hit 91 degrees, so it certainly has been warm. The one benefit is this time of year, even if our afternoons are hot, our mornings are still really pleasant. So overnight tonight, waking up on our Friday, temperatures going to be starting off in the mid 60s here in Houston. A nice start to what's going to be another summer-like afternoon. High temperatures through the weekend, upper 90s, upper 80s by Sunday. And by Sunday, by the way, that's when our normal high temperature should be in the upper 70s. So we're talking about 10 degrees above normal, but we will see temperatures drop just a tad by Monday and Tuesday. Increase in humidity, high temperatures into the mid 80s. So still going to be warm, still 5 degrees warmer than average, but at least some subtle changes before our rain chances move in. Now, not very significant rain chances, something we're still monitoring, but Wednesday and Thursday, a 30% chance of seeing rain showers, and this is actually coming with a cold front. So take a look. This is the European model. The American model still not loving the idea of rainfall, but we need the rain. So I want to be optimistic with this. By next Wednesday, starting to see some rain chances here in southeast Texas. It's possible starting on Halloween morning, heavier downpours possible, especially closer to the hill country. Still a bit far out, but something we're absolutely keeping tabs on because at this point we really need
to weather. It's really nice outside. I hate to complain about anything we're feeling right now because we're in the 80s.
It could always be worse.
That's right.
It could always be worse, but it is certainly warm, abnormally warm.
Right.
But I want to show you because not everybody has been quite as hot today, and that's because of the dense fog we've been seeing in the morning. Right now here in Houston, bright blue skies. This is what we've seen all day, but I want to show you a 6-hour visible satellite loop. Look off towards the north and the west, College Station to Brenham and Columbus. They had dense fog this morning. Then they had cloud cover that really stuck around. Because of this, at lunchtime, they were still in the mid 70s, and even now they're quite a few degrees cooler. Right now out in Brenham, 84 degrees, still above average, but just slightly cooler. Here in Houston, we're sitting in the upper 80s, 88 degrees here, 81 on the island. So a warm afternoon, pretty typical of what we've been seeing through the week. Winds are coming in from the Gulf at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Not a comfortable breeze, a warm, sticky breeze, but don't let it stop you from getting out and voting. Early voting today in place through 7 p.m. Temperature-wise, it's warm, but it's not too bad. At 5 o'clock, 86 degrees, polls closing at 7. 80 degrees. And then as we look ahead to the evening, the benefit of this time of year, even if it's warm in the afternoon, we typically do see very pleasant mornings. So waking up on our Friday, it's going to be a patchy fog start with temperatures in the mid 60s. Coming up, though, we're going to talk about our weekend forecast. And Lisa, finally, some rain in the forecast.
All right, we'll check back with you, Caroline. Thank you.
Sunshine, so temperature-wise, not too bad. It's comfortable, especially once we get closer to sunset. Right now, air temperature upper 80s to near 90 degrees. 88 here in Houston, 90 degrees out there in Katy. We've got a light wind coming in from the southeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. It's not the most comfortable breeze, feels a bit on the muggy side. But if you are heading out to vote this evening, temperatures going to be steadily cooling down by 7 o'clock, 80 degrees. That's when polls close. But if you're in line, of course, you will be able to vote this evening. And as we look ahead to the rest of the night, conditions are going to be rather pleasant. You will start to notice some patchy dense fog, especially for our more rural areas. But other than that, comfortable low temperatures as we start off our weekend. 64 here in Houston on Friday morning, but into the afternoon, we're talking the potential of record-breaking heat. Friday, the record is 91. We've got a forecast high of 90 degrees. Highs through the weekend going to be in the upper 80s to the lower 90s with mostly sunny skies. At this point, we need more rainfall. Our latest drought monitor shows a severe drought. Coming up after the break, we'll go over the newest drought monitor and when we can finally see some rainfall in the forecast. Stay with